I find this cliché belief in the soul to be nonsense. In some of my videos, I have told you that the thing called the soul is actually a kind of electromagnetic energy, and that this energy is also inside us, and that people who are unaware of this power know it as the soul. So yes, there is an invisible power and its existence can be proven, but there is no such thing as an infinite thing whose imagination flies away. This is why the existence of the soul cannot be proven. The fact that we lose 21 grams when we die is also nonsense. How can something whose existence is accepted as spiritual have physical weight? For example, can it be weighed how much of the mind of a person who goes crazy is lost? In the 42nd verse of the Surah Az-Zumar of the Quran, it is stated that, Allah takes the breaths at the moment of death and those who are not yet dead during their sleep, He keeps the dead and leaves the others for an appointed time. According to this verse, every time we sleep and wake up, we should lose 21 grams and gain them back. Is this possible? I ask everyone who believes in the soul. The truth of the matter is this. When we die, our bladder relaxes and the urine inside comes out. Our rectum relaxes and the feces in our intestines come out. Our lungs relax and release the air they contain. And sometimes even body fluids can leak out through our skin. For example, saliva flows from our mouth. The sum of all these can cause different amounts of mass loss in people. This is quite natural. Source: Web. Now I would like to ask a few questions to those poor people who believe that the soul is immortal. Question 1. If you believe that the soul is immortal, why don't you kill yourself right now and attain immortality? Wouldn't it be more logical to die and attain eternity rather than live this limited and filthy life? Question 2. Muslims generally believe that the soul is immortal and think that this will allow them to enter eternal heaven. However, look at what Allah says to those who think this way. If the home of the hereafter with Allah is yours and not anyone else's, and, if you are truthful, then wish for death. Al-Baqarah 94. Now I ask you, will you fulfill the command of this verse? If you are going to be given eternal paradise because you are a Muslim, and if the soul is eternal according to you, do you consider killing yourself right now and reaching it as soon as possible? Question 3. If you carry an eternal, immortal and permanent soul, how can they knock you out with anesthesia? Which means that apart from passing out just like a dead person, you don't remember or feel anything. Okay, now that I've gotten past that, where does the soul wait for us when we're in anesthesia? Okay, now that I've gotten past that, what about the people and animals who die because they can't wake up from extreme anesthesia? There is no logical explanation for any of this. Question 4. If, according to you, living beings carry an eternal, immortal and permanent soul, and if this soul provides vitality, how do animals that are frozen, killed by sudden cooling, shock and then resurrected after 3, 6 or 12 months achieve this? Or does the soul freeze with it? If not, where does the body that has been frozen for a long time wait? As I have said many times, spirits, jinns, ghosts, etc. are all nonsense. They are believed by many people because of shared psychosis. A person who has completely lost consciousness is a dead person. We can freeze ourselves with a sudden shock just before we lose consciousness completely and be resurrected 100 years later. Those who want religious evidence can look at the verse 259 of the Baqarah, and those who want scientific evidence can search the internet for the concepts of cryopreservation and cryonics. In general, we represent the human race with the same DNA. In this respect, we are all the same. This situation is an advantage for colonial capitalist oppressors who care about head count. The more slaves, the more gold. In order to increase the number of slaves, it is important to make people believe in spiritual beings and scare them with them. The system has been able to achieve this easily with both politicians and paid clergy. Death is an end and everyone will eventually die. Do not ruin your short life by chasing after imaginary beings in immortal life. Do activities that will stimulate your consciousness. Travel, wander, read, research. People who have a completely clear consciousness in every aspect cannot be used as slaves. The unconscious are just born, grow, work, and die. That's what they want.